guys, Emily here from Handmade with Love, and I hope that you're all doing well and having a wonderful day. I'm going to be making some rosettes on camera using the Willow collection today, but really quickly before I started decorating these, I just wanted to come on and tell you guys about this really cool tool that I have. So I got this from Hobby Lobby and it's by EK Tools. And it really caught my attention because it's like a rosette maker, and all you do is just feed the paper in there and then turn the handle. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to work whenever I got it, just because, you know, you have to have a pretty deep score line to make these, so that way it makes the folding easier. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to do that, but after using it for a while, I've definitely gotten used to it, and I think that it is really worth it and saves you so much time, especially if you make a lot of rosettes. So it comes with these two little rolls here, which are, I believe, like about a quarter inch or maybe a half inch, and then these ones are a lot wider. So if you're making bigger rosettes that are going to be used for like bigger decorations, like, you know, like that you would put up in your house or something, then you can use these ones. And you can see it's also pretty wide, so it'll fit pretty wide paper in there. And yeah, I just thought I would show you guys really quick how it works, because you know, if you make a lot of rosettes and you do a lot of swaps, then it's nice to have tools that help assist you with that. So all I did was just feed in the paper a little bit. You can see the back of it there, and it doesn't have to be perfectly in there. And then I just rotate the handle, and you can see as it comes out, it is scored. Now, like I said before, it's not going to be a super deep score at first, but once you get to the end and there's just a little sliver left of paper, I just start rolling it the opposite way. And I do this twice. So I go forward and then backwards, and then forward again, and then backwards again. And now if you don't have double-sided paper, which I'm not using double-sided paper right now, so I definitely don't need to do it this many times. I'm just trying to show you how it works. But if you have double-sided paper, I find that it is a little bit thicker, so doing it 2 times is what works best for me, especially on some of these other rosettes that you'll see. Like this one is double-sided, so I have to do it 2 times since it's thicker. And then the same goes for vellum and then heavyweight cardstock. So once it comes out, it looks like this, and it's all scored. You can see where the lines are and everything, and it just makes the folding process so much faster, because you really don't have to look at it too much, because since the score lines are pretty deep, you can just feel where each score should go. So hopefully you guys can see this. And if you already know how to make rosettes, you can definitely just fast forward through this part, but I just felt like making your lives a little bit easier and telling you about this tool. It's not sponsored or anything, but it's about $15 at Hobby Lobby, that I think, and it's in the punch aisle. So that was how it turned out after you fold it, and that took about half the time that it normally takes me to make regular rosettes. So definitely a time saver. All right, so I'm gonna put this one together really quick off camera, because it does take me a long time to do. And then whenever I come back, we're going to go ahead and start decorating these. Alright, so to start off, I am using this blue one, and this was just a scrap piece of paper that I had in my stash. I don't think that it's actually from the Willow collection, but I'm just layering up some chipboard here. I think this little swan is like my favorite piece in the collection. It's so cute, and I really like how it looks with the blue. It's just got this kind of softness to it, so I decided to go with that one. And then I put a sentiment on the top as well as some leaves, but once I put it on the rosette, it wasn't covering that little center circle, so I was just trying to find something that I could put behind it. And I had this little T card from the ephemera, but it was kind of big, so what I did was I just tore that in half, and I do use the other piece later. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know I do that all the time. Like, I'm just trying to make things fit and kind of work with whatever surface that they're on. So that's what I did for this one, and then I just stapled another little label behind that, and then added a few puffy stickers. Last minute, I decided I also wanted to add some sewing thread behind the swan, just so that way it had a little bit more texture and an extra layer of softness. I feel like whenever you use sewing thread, it kind of mutes the background a little bit and just makes it look really pretty. So that's what I did here, and then I'm just gluing everything together onto the rosette, and that was it for this first rosette, and I think that it turned out really cute and was actually really simple. Sometimes I tend to overdo rosettes just a little bit. I sometimes try to put a lot more stuff on there than will actually fit and cover up the whole rosette. So I was really trying to make it work with what I had on these instead of, adding in a bunch of stuff from other collections. I'm not the biggest fan of the Willow Lane collection, but I was organizing some stuff the other day and I just have so many things from this collection. It is very overwhelming, so I'm just trying to use up some of my stash. It's definitely a really pretty collection. I just think that once it came out, I used it so much that I got a little bit tired of it, and that's why I ordered so many things from it, because whenever it first launched, I was like totally obsessed, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many new collections. How am I going to use all of this up? So I'm just going through some of the older sticker sheets that I have half used up and all of that, and as well as some of the ephemera that I have left over too. So that's why I'm working with an older collection, just trying to use up some stuff. Yeah, on this one, it was darker colored, so I was a little bit out of my comfort zone on this one, but I think overall it turned out really cute. I just layered up that flower in the background with a label. The main centerpiece one is from the like puffy sticker set that came with this collection, and then I layered a sentiment as well as a button and a puffy sticker. So that one turned out really cute. Looking back now, I wish that I would have added some enamel dots onto these, but they've already all been sent off, so I guess I can't beat myself up about it now, but I think it would have looked really nice with some like gemmies or enamel dots on them, just to kind of have some smaller pieces on there, if that makes sense. So now I'm working on this next one, and I wasn't sure if the circle in the middle was going to be covered. So what I did was I just tore it off so that way everything would work on top of it. But in the end, I did end up using this larger circular piece from the collection, so it wouldn't have been an issue anyways, but I guess it doesn't matter much. So I layer up the label, the little birdhouse, and then the circle piece. And then I was trying to find something on top because I felt like the little birdhouse wasn't sticking out enough. So I guess it's a clock, not really a birdhouse, but it kind of looks like one. So yeah, I just layered up that bird, and then I did the same thing that I did with the swan, except I used white sewing thread on this one. And for some reason, this rosette was just a little bit off. I think I folded it funny or something. So I was adding some foam tape to the back just so that way everything was on the same level and it didn't look weird. I have this sentiment here, but it was a little bit long and I felt like it was covering up a lot. So what I did was I just cut it into 3 little pieces and then moved those 3 words onto the rosette where they would look good and where it wouldn't cover up too much of the main bird. So that's how that one turned out, and I think this one turned out really cute too. I think the colors here are a little bit weird and kind of clashing, but I do love the turquoise from most of the embellishments on the top of it. So now I'm working on my next one, and this one is a little bit smaller. So I'm looking for some of these smaller ephemera pieces that I still have left, and I go for this teacup. Now I have that other piece of the original ephemera piece from the first one that we tore. So I wanted to find a way to use that. So I was just trying to play around with it a little bit and find a way for it to work. So I know that's going to be in the background, and then I'm just looking for a few other things that I can layer behind it. I end up using this other cuckoo clock ephemera piece here behind everything, just so that way it's kind of like an extra layer. You can't see it too much when everything's on top of it, but I think it does look cute with the little beads kind of like hanging down. So if I ever take anything off of camera, I know this kind of might be aggravating for some people, but if you ever see me like go out of frame with something, I'm just adding hot glue to it. My hot glue gun doesn't reach all the way in front of me, so I have to kind of hold things to the side to put the hot glue on them. So that's kind of what I'm doing here as well. So if you've noticed that throughout the video and it bothers you, I'm really sorry. I'm still trying to work on a way to move things around in my craft room so that way I don't have to do that anymore, because it's also kind of frustrating for me whenever I'm crafting and in the zone, having to constantly move and put hot glue on things. But yeah, so if you were wondering, that's what that is. And then to finish up this rosette, I added 2 little puffy stickers, and I thought that one turned out really cute. I think that one would especially be cute with some enamel dots or like a button on it or something. But yeah, I think they turned out great, and I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.